Loud and Clear, Part 6. All right. So, with me talking again, and that's another thing, I'm always going to be talking, which is probably why this is going to take me forever to get all this stuff out. I'm a talker. You've been warned. And if you know me and you follow me, you see my videos. You know I talk a lot because I need to use all of my words to express myself. And that's just how it is. So let's just jump right back into this thing. So with this guy, I'm always giving him my truth. We're always talking a lot. And I love beautiful, quiet moments. I like to just lay in bed and pour my heart and soul out to a person. I like to just examine my mind and examine my heart and speak all the truth that I could possibly muster. Anything that comes to mind, and I would share these things with him. These are moments of great intimacy. And thinking back on it, I think that's another thing that he might miss too. Because a lot of times in relationship, people are not as, they don't have, they have sex, but they don't have intimacy. Intimacy is very important. And I used to just talk to this man. I would talk to him while I'm giving him a massage, and I would treat him and take him out to get his body massaged because I'm a good massager. I can give you a good massage, but I also know a person who does the most fantastic massages, and she's a masseuse. She's professional, and that's what she does. I treated him to that, and he had never experienced that. There was a lot of things that I exposed him to that he liked. And so throughout our relationship, I would just out of the blue send him an uplifting message or send him an uplifting picture, tell him I'm just thinking about him or whatever. And he was always, he really never had money. But there was one thing that I never wanted to do for this man because he is a man. I never wanted to just give him cash in his hand. One time he asked me, well, we were talking. He didn't ask me, he told me. I had purchased him some shirts and stuff, and I do that sometimes. I just like to give gifts. So I had purchased him some things, and then he told me, well, I need some pants. That irritated me to no end. It really pissed me off because you don't get to tell me what to do for you. You don't get to submit to me what I should buy for you. None of that. I'm not giving you that power because then you could start to take gross advantage of me. And I wasn't interested in that. I wanted to give what I wanted to give. So when he said that, and then he was telling me how, he and his brother had a girlfriend and she would get them free socks and shit. When he said it to me, it opened up my mind to start thinking that, okay, so you're accustomed to just using women. And there was a lot of things he would say to me that they would turn over in my mind, and I'd be thinking, now I know darn well I should end this relationship because this isn't good. Like early in our relationship, we were walking, and he said to me that a white woman would not accept him as he was. And it rubbed me wrong because I'm thinking, he's bold enough to tell me that he knows he's inadequate. And he knows that a white woman wouldn't accept him that way. But a black woman, and no doubt because he was always telling me what a beautiful, smart, and intelligent black woman that I was. But a beautiful, educated, talented, and gifted black woman would accept a white man even at the bottom of the barrel. And it was a reflection of me because is that not what I was doing? That's exactly what I was doing. He wasn't good looking. He wasn't ambitious. He wasn't financially secure. I didn't even know where this man lived. He didn't have a car. He had so many ain't gots. He ain't got no APT. He ain't had no CAR. He ain't got no PAY. There was so many ain't gots. But I'm still walking side by side with you. Why wasn't he walking behind me? You shouldn't even be next to me. You need to be several steps back. Just step back. And when he said that to me, I was just like, wow, I am not representing my black women well. I should be ashamed of myself. I was. I still carried on. Don't get me wrong. But I was ashamed of myself. And later, when I brought that up to him again, he says, I never said that. Yeah, you did. And then once he also told me, I'm not white, I'm Italian. I said, yeah, that's white. No, no, it isn't. I'm Italian. And then years later, I brought that subject back to him. I said, because you told me you're not a white man, you're Italian. Italian is white. What are you, crazy? I would never say that. And yet you did. Which made me think, you know what? I need to keep receipts on some of this stuff. I need to record him so that he could hear the playback, because now he's going to tell me one thing and then turn around and tell me that he didn't say it. And I don't do crazy. You said that thing to me. So, yeah, do I have receipts on a lot of things that I'm sharing with y'all? Yes. Do I have all the receipts? No. Some of the stuff, I got a new phone and I lost my thread. And so I accidentally deleted the threads from the time we met up until 3 years later. He still has all that stuff. I don't. He has all that stuff. The reason why I know he still has all that stuff is because when we would break up, he would start sending me text messages of what I said to him. You said that you would always love me. And then not only would he say it to me, then he'd turn around and find an old text where I had written that and then forward me a picture of that text message. And I thought that was kind of psychotic. And I told him, I said, every time we break up, you have started to do this stuff. Let me tell you something. You can't hold me to anything, because I can change my mind at any given time. Just because I said a thing to you doesn't mean it's always going to be true. Just because I said I would never leave you doesn't mean you won't see me walking out that door. You can't hold me. The only thing that you can hold me is if you have the wherewithal to make me feel loved, valued, and cherished enough that I would have a desire to stay. This man would even put his little bar friends in front of me. He would say, come pick me up, we're going to spend some time together, and then he'd want me to drop him off at the bar. And it was miles away from my home, and he would want me to go drop him off at a bar or whatever. And so one time I broke up with him. I said, you know what? I don't even love you anymore. To get your attention, I'd have to change my name to the name of this bar. I'd have to be a bottle of beer to get your attention so that I could get sipped on for a little while. You are not worth my time. You are not worth my effort. And I'm really tired of this nonsense. And I was serious. And I would leave him. And then later get bored and then go back to him. And I really, really put forth effort to meet somebody new one time. And the new person that I met, he had a speech impediment. And I did not want to pursue that, but I got caught up because with his speech impediment, he said nobody likes him because of it. And I felt bad. And I tend to do that all my life. I have felt bad for people that are what I consider worse off than me. So I would give them opportunity, which is how I got messed up going out on that one date with that one guy who was telling me that the world is wrong and his brother lost his business because Trump should have been president, because he lost his business because Obama made people have to provide medical insurance for employees, and that made his brother go out of business. What makes you think your brother is entitled to not paying people what they're worth and not making sure that these employees that he's hiring have medical benefits for themselves and their family? So just because y'all too cheap and y'all want to keep all the wealth to yourself, it was wrong to provide medical insurance to people who need it? No, pull this car over. That's the point where I told him, pull this car over, and he didn't want to. People do some crazy things when they feel entitled. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to delve a little deeper into entitlement. And don't get it twisted, because I feel entitled to some shit too.